Okay. India's Independence Day is significant as it stands as a reminder of the sacrifice that many freedom fighters made to get independence from the British rule. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Dharani, your Sergeant at Arms. It's my immense pleasure to welcome you all for the 47th Chartered meeting of MVJCE Toastmasters Club. If you are any club member, it's necessary to know about the mission of the club. Mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience by which members can develop a communication and leadership skills. In every Toastmasters meeting, it's necessary to follow the golden rules. They are: please refrain speaking anything offensive about the gender, religion, and politics at our club. We do not want to hurt anyone's feelings at any cost. As this is a virtual meeting, please keep your videos on if your bandwidth permits. And make sure all your noise-making devices to be muted so that you can concentrate to the meeting. Okay. How many of you remember the celebration of Independence Day in your school days? You can unmute and tell me yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Even I remember my school days. In my school days, I used to be in a front line to take part in Independence Day. I really miss those days. If you really miss those days, no worries. Our MVJCE Toastmasters Club is here with the theme, A Visit to Indian Culture. I'm so excited. Let's get started. I would like to call a person who will take to this meeting ahead. She is third year computer science engineering student. She currently in a eat, sleep, repeat mode. Let's welcome our presiding officer, Aparijita. Toastmaster Aparijita, the stage is yours.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Toastmaster Dharani, for the lovely introduction. I welcome you all to the 47th meeting of MVJCE Toastmasters Club. So talking a bit about what Toastmasters actually is, it's an international organization which aims at improving the communication and leadership skills in individuals. It was set up a long time ago by Ralph C. Smedley in order to help a few people from his community to improve their skills. But now Toastmasters has grown into a huge network of clubs from all around the world. So this is an amazing platform where we can improve our communication skills and learn more about leadership. It is an amazing way to network with people all around the world as well. So coming to the guests of today's meeting, we have a guest today. So Ajay, could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the club? Ajay, if you are there, you can just unmute and say hi. Okay, maybe you can put up a hi text in the chat so that we can reply back to you. So with this, I ask everyone in the meeting today to please turn on their cameras. This will really help the speaker who's speaking at that point of time to feel encouraged. And with this, I declare the 47th meeting of MVJCE Toastmasters Club open. Coming to the theme of today's meeting. From the houseboats and Himalayas in the Kashmir to the beautiful backwaters of Kerala, from the dhoklas and theplas of Gujarat to Rasgulla and Sandesh from West Bengal, India is definitely the most diverse country in this whole world. The rich cultural heritage of India is something which makes all the Indians proud of our country. And what a beautiful day to celebrate this beautiful culture of ours. So without further ado, let us welcome the Toastmaster of the day to tell us more about the theme today. So the Toastmaster of the day today is a first-year aerospace engineering student. He is a very enthusiastic person and has been a very active member of the club since day one. With a huge round of applause, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Aditya to the virtual stage. Over to you, Aditya.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Aparajita. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, it is my privilege that to welcome you all to the 47th meeting of MVJCE Toastmasters Club. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
So a happy Independence Day to everyone from MVJCE Toastmasters family to all of you. So today's theme is a visit to Indian culture. A visit to Indian culture. Indian culture is a vast variety of different cultures, traditions, dance forms, art, food, and many more. Just a sec, there is one network issue. I will just stop sharing. I think I'm audible, right?
Yes. Yeah, you're audible, Aditya, but your screen is not visible now.
Sure. Okay, I will just speak out later too. There's some problem. Okay. The Indian culture is a way of living. Millions of people living in India. It encompasses the tradition, religion, dance form, and music and food in India. India culture is considered to be the first and supreme culture in the world. There is a common saying that unity in diversity means India is a diverse country where people of many religions live together peacefully with their own separate culture. People of various religions differ in language, food, tradition, rituals, etc. However, they live with unity. The Indian culture is famous worldwide due to its cultural heritage, historical monuments, and colorful festivals. The diversity in Indian culture makes us unique and distinguished among others. The unique mixture of Indian culture, which sets us apart from other nations. It is one of the oldest civilizations in the world, which describes as Sa Pratama Sanskari Vishwavara, meaning first and a supreme. We are the largest democratic country and one of the largest economy, though we never boast about any of it. Instead, we greet everyone with our folded hand saying Namaste, Namaskara, Vanakkam, Namaskaram, etc. And to begin, let us begin our tour to Indian culture by dividing our Indian tour in 4 categories. North India culture, South India culture, East India, and West India. So I will be a tour guide taking over all the places of India. So let's move to Northern India. I think I can share the screen. So in North India, we will be visiting Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh. And I'm so sorry that I'm going to be a geography teacher today. So from Jammu Kashmir, you can see famous food is Kashmiri Palav, Barfi, and you can see ladies they wear salwar kameez and men wear kurta. And their famous festival is Lohari, and the instrument is sitar, and they play instrument like sitar and dukra. So do visit this state. You must visit Dal Lake, which is a compulsory, and do take a photo shoot of yourself wearing the same costume and do share it in a group. Next is the Himachal Pradesh. So Himachal Pradesh, so we can divide Himachal into 2 words. Him is snow, Anchal is lap. So the famous food is nasta, which is a sweet meat, and etc. And the famous festival is Kulu Dasara, Holi, Shivaratri. So this is their famous dance called as Shauda. Now Punjab is famous for roti and paneer curry. even chicken curry also. And most of them are Sikh, and they believe and they have a famous book, holy book, which they describe as in a 13th Guru, that is Guru Granth Sahib, and their famous dance is Bangara, and they usually wear a turban in their head, and they do their dance. And next is Haryana and Delhi. So Haryana and Delhi, they're famous for parota and dal batti. And they also follow Punjabi traditions, like they have the same dance culture. And you can visit Red Fort, Parliament, and etc. Uttarakhand, which is also called as Devbhumi, famous for Gangarati, very famous for Char Dham Yatra also. And it is full of temples. You can go visit those places. And their famous food is dal batti. Their famous food is dal batti. And coming to Uttar Pradesh is also, again, the capital is Varanasi. Same, so they have many temples there, and the famous festival is Dasara. And the unique here is they celebrate Dasara by burning the demon Ravana and his two brothers, Kumbhakarna and Indrajit. And their dance form is Kathak. And famous food is kachori and jalebi with babdi. And Madhya Pradesh, which is the central heart of India, most of their dance form is most of a tribal dance form. Their famous food is same as Uttar Pradesh, and there are many monuments which we can visit also. So coming to Bihar is a land of Buddha and very famous for Chhat Puja. And Chhattisgarh is famous for even Chhat Puja, and the dance form is Kajari dance. So now let us move to our Toastmasters meeting. Our Toastmasters meeting is classified into 4 segments, that is prepared speeches, table topic sessions, listener segment, and evaluation segment. So prepared speeches, the speaker they prepare the speeches on basis of the objective given from the speech manual. Table topic session is an interesting session where a table topic master will give a topic and you have to speak for 2 minutes. And listener segment will be conducted by our listener of today's meeting, and evaluation will be run by general evaluator. So I would like to call our GE, Toastmaster Sankhya. He is a management consultant by profession and a part of Improve Comedy Club, an associate in theatres, acting and love storytelling through his Facebook page called Cafe Stories. He is also the current president of Speakers Den Toastmasters Club. When I asked about Indian culture, he told that it is a banquet of flowers, and the banquet is India, which holds a flower intact. The flower of different culture gives diversity to various colors and fragrance. Now I'd like to call Toastmaster Sankhya. Toastmaster Sankhya, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya. Let's give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Aditya. Wonderful. So a very happy Independence Day, first of all, to this lovely group of MVJCE Toastmasters Club. I'm truly thrilled and I'm very excited to be part of this meeting today. And I'm truly very honored that I'm coming here as a general evaluator for the meeting. Now, as a general evaluator, my role is to ensure to give a feedback, and the feedback comes in both ways, that what are the good points that we have covered and what are the areas of improvement we can make upon. And so to help me, I have a wonderful, wonderful team of tag team, which we called. And let me first introduce our timer of the day, Toastmaster Divya. Now, she is a foodie and loves to sleep, always ready to take up the new challenges and explore new stuff.
The capital of
She follows this quote always: if you want something you never had, you have to do something you've never done. Now she's ready to go distances for accomplishing her dream without any fear. With that, let's give a round of applause to welcome Toastmaster Divya as the timer. And she will be speaking on the objectives of a timer role.
Thank you, General Evaluation Shanko. Good evening, everyone, and happy Independence Day to all of us. Time is something very important in our lives. And yes, we have got our independence on 1947, 15th August. But then we have the independence of using time even before that. Every second what we have makes a lot of difference in our lives. So I think time is something we need to use it wisely. And coming to the culture, like there are many ways how they used to make note of time. Now we use the digital clocks, the analog clocks. But in the olden days, they used to use these shadows. Even my grandmom, when she was seeing the shadows, she used to tell what's the time. That's how we have different culture. Then we have the hourglass from where they calculate the time. That was really old ones. So I think we have a very varied culture in our country, which I would like to put up in my introduction. Next, coming to the timer role, I would time all the speakers who come on the stage. And for the speech section, the icebreaker speech will be 4 to 6 minutes, and the other speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes, where I would be showing green card at the time for 5 minutes, yellow at the time of 6 minutes, and red at the time of 7 minutes. You'll be having 30 seconds of buffer time. Next, coming to the table topic speeches, 1 minute green card, 1 minute 30 seconds yellow card, and 2 minutes the red card. We'll have 30 seconds of buffer time. Next up, we have the evaluation. 2 minutes green card, 2 minutes 30 yellow, and 3 minutes the red card. You have 30 seconds to time. And even the evaluator, general evaluator will have 4 minutes to speak. I would show 3 minutes yellow card and 4 minutes red card. Next, I would be presenting my report when called upon with the general evaluator. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Divya. A round of applause for Toastmaster Divya. Great. And well, with that of mine, that reminds me, I have to now introduce our counter for the day. Now, he is someone who spends most of his time in front of his computer playing the gaming or watching TV shows. He gets engrossed very easily by random cats or dogs. He's also a very, very friendly and fun-loving person. So don't be afraid to come to say hello. With that, let's just say hello to Toastmaster Yogesh. Be on the stage, Toastmaster Yogesh, as the counter.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, everyone. My name is Yogesh, and I will be the counter for today's meeting. Don't mind my phone slipping off. It might do that pretty often. Anyway, my job as the counter requires me to look out for any unnatural words or sounds we subconsciously add into our sentences. Things that I'll be looking out for are CRPF. C, which stands for crutch words like R's and ums. Those are common words that we extensively use without our knowledge. R, which stands for repetitive words. Sometimes when a person is thinking of what to say next, they tend to reiterate the last few words of the previous sentence. These are repetitive words. P, which are unnatural pauses, and they tend to make the sentence a little weird, like that. And finally, we have F, which are filler words like so, well, you know, and the list goes on. We use these words in the beginning, in between, and sometimes even at the end of a sentence. By doing so, we hinder our ability to communicate clearly and effectively. This can be avoided by using a simple yet effective tool, and that is the pause. You can use this when you're thinking about what to say next or just structuring your sentence in general. I hope all of you don't use the CRPFs a lot. And if you do, just know that you're going into my book. That's all from me as of now. I'll be back at the end of the meeting to present my report. Thank you. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yogesh. The round of applause for Toastmaster Yogesh. Well, that reminds me for our next segment. Now, in our school time, especially during the Independence Day, when I have to give a speech, I was very nervous. And when I become nervous, one thing I always do, make grammatical errors. Now, when I learned to make grammatical errors, one thing happened that the teacher always looked very, very angrily at me. That scared me a lot. But today we don't have to get scared, because today we have someone who is a first year, the CSC, passionate about the performing arts. She is someone who is willing to try new things, but coming up with her intros is the most difficult thing she's done this year. She's the grammarian for the day. Let's welcome Toastmaster Kriti as a grammarian. Toastmaster Kriti.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. I assure you, I will not look at you angrily for today. So, good evening, everyone. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to be the grammar Nazi of this meeting. That is, to pay close attention to all the speakers and your grammar. I will listen carefully to your language usage, and I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as the outstanding words, quotes, phrases, or sayings. Coming to the phrase of the day, word of the day, it is verb. It means energy and enthusiasm in the expression of ideas. Synonyms include enthusiasm, energy, vigor, and a sentence example could be, she played with skill and verve. The phrase of the day is down to the wire. It means having a result that is not known until the end. Examples include, there's only a minute left in this basketball game and the score is all tied up. Thus, it could be said that this game is coming down to the wire because it's difficult to tell who will win. I encourage everyone to try and incorporate the word of the day and phrase of the day in your speech as much as possible, and I'll keep count of it. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kriti. The round of applause for Toastmaster Kriti and the amazing tag team. Great. So with that, we are now moving on to the next phase. For that, let me hand over the baton to Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sankhya. Listening is very important. It's an important skill for communication. Our listener is a first-year aerospace engineering student. He likes Indian culture, a variety of Indian culture. He likes Indian foods, and he also enjoys variety of food, going to different cities and states. So now I would like to call our today's listener, Toastmaster Arthur, to explain his role.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Before starting or explaining my role, I want to say something. On the night of August 1947, Jawaharlal Nehru rose to make a maiden speech in New Delhi when he said that when the world sleeps and India will wake and witness the life and freedom. So today, keeping the sacrifice of all the freedom fighters and many in our heart, I wish you a happy Independence Day. So today's my role is of listener. Being a good listener is just as being a good speaker. As a listener for the day, I will make interesting information, data from all of the speakers' speeches and ask a question near at the end of the meeting to see that everyone is paying attention. And I will note all the points. Thank you. Over to you, Aditya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arthur. Now, let us move to the first segment, prepared speeches. So, our first speaker is Toastmaster Rachna. Before calling Toastmaster Rachna, I would like to call Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Vishal. He says that even though even though he wasn't born in India, India has been a home for him. So I would like to call Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Vishal, to read the objective of Speaker 1 from the speech manual. Over to you, Vishal.
Hello everyone. First of all, happy Independence Day. And Speaker 1 will be attempting her Level 1 Project 2 Part 2 speech. Speech objective is to apply the feedbacks given for her evaluation of L1 Project 2 Part 1 of the speech. And she'll be repeating the same speech and applying those feedbacks in the same speech. So with that said, over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. Our speaker she loves coffee and cooking is her getaway for everything. As today is Independence Day, she misses her PU college as after the Red Fort in Delhi. In our college, we used to celebrate Independence Day, having more than 25,000 people, being a second largest place to celebrate Independence Day. She says that our culture surprises me every time. It is so colorful, full of light and love. The value we learn from our culture and tradition will help us in the long run of the life. The vast variety of culture and tradition makes us understand that there is so much to embrace and feel proud as an Indian. Toastmaster Rachna, speech title, Connect the Dots. Toastmaster Rachna, connect the dots, Toastmaster Rachna.
Audible?
Yes.
And the timer can start the timing. Did you have your breakfast? Yes, Ma. Of course I did. Mornings at the hostel usually began with a lie. So, good evening, everyone. Today I'll be talking about my hostel life. So join me as I take you through an usual day of my entire schedule. Tuck, 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 tuck. Who is it? Oh, our sweet wardens, waking us up at 4:45 in the morning. So after struggling to open our eyes at 4:45 in the morning, we were given about 15 minutes to freshen up. And after that, any guesses? Anyone what we're supposed to do? I'll tell you. We had to study for next 1.5 hours. You're right. Study hours began from 5. Now, nobody would study that early unless we had real crisis on our hands, like final exams tomorrow, CET, NEET, anything. So what would we do? Me and my friends would take turns around the corridors, pretending to hold books and study as though we would top the toppers list every exam. Our wardens were asked to take rounds for the entire study hours. So me and my friends, when we would see the wardens coming from the other side of the wing to our room, we would give hints, we would make actions, or we would whisper to tell our friends that, the wardens are coming on the way, and we would get back to our rooms and then pretend like nothing happened. Getting caught, we were asked to. I did not like this part of the day at all. Now, after that, 6:30, the study hours would get over, and then we had the college on a different level, but we were asked to sit beside each other. And then there was a special team of officers called as the student welfare officers, whose only job there was to make sure that girls and guys did not interact in any other way. Imagine somebody getting paid to do that job. And there were CCTV cameras all over the campus, the hostel, the ATMs, the cafeterias, the steps outside the campus, like literally everywhere. You open your eyes and there's cameras watching you. And unlike any other cameras, these cameras were actually working. And then if obviously we would talk to each other, it's not like we can't talk. So we would it's not like we wouldn't talk. So when we spoke, and then if we got caught, our parents would be called. We had to write an apology letter for talking to another gender. However, the college was till 1:30 p.m. Now, after 1:30, we had our lunch break till 3. And in this 1.5 hour, we had to go back to our hostel, freshen up, get ready for our coaching classes, have our food, and then wait near the coin booths to call our parents and tell them how the half of the day we spent. At 3, we had our usual CET NEET classes. So from 3 to 5, we had our coaching classes. At 5, we had a break, the coffee tea break, as we would say. Now, this break was to make sure that we sit, relax, calm down, and take a beat from whatever we were doing. But no, we were hostelites. We had so much to do. We had to wash our clothes. We had to withdraw cash from the ATM, and then so many personal works to do. We did not take the break. We did everything apart from sitting and relaxing. And again at 6 o'clock, we had our study hours again. The wardens were again asked to come and then check if we were studying or not. Only this time we actually studied. So from 6 to 7, the study hours would go on, and at 7, it was our dinner time. So dinner was from 7 to 8:30. So what me and my friends would do is that we would go to the mess, grab our dinner fast, finish it off, come up, talk to our parents and describe them how the day was and what and all happened. And then we would go for a walk around the campus. The sky, the cold breeze, the silence of the night, the stars. I don't know how this might be sounding, but actually these little things would make us realize that the day had got over so fast. We would be so busy the entire day to even realize how we spent it. We did not literally know what we were doing and when we were doing. It was just you had to do, you were packed, and there was nothing. You couldn't just sit and think that, okay, I'm going to do this. No, you have to do this. Your college is over, you have to come back, you have to have your food, again get back to classes. Okay, now classes is over, come back, do your personal work, get back to college. It was all a mess. However, no matter how much I hated to live there at that point of time, now I realize it was a process I was going through to become the person I am today. So coming back, again 8:30 we had till 8:30 we had our dinner time, and from 8:30 till 10:30 we had again study hours and we had to study. At 10:30 the lights would be off and we were asked to sleep. But we are hostelites. We would break the rules. Who's going to follow the rules staying at hostel? So we would party till 1. I would go to my friend's room or they would come to my room, and then we would sit, gossip, have fun, make Maggie. We made Maggie in an iron box, believe it or not. That is possible. And it was tasty. I'm not kidding, okay? And then it was cooked as well. So all these things and would happen till 1, and then we would go back to sleep in our own bed. Next day, wake up at 4:45, same day, same thing continues. Now, when I look back, those 2 years were literally the turning point of my life. The entire schedule taught me how to be responsible and independent. The bonding I made with my friends made me realize the importance of friendship. And I really thank my mom for that, for pushing me in. So I feel that the dots are connecting for me. So right now, if you all people feel if you feel that something is not going in your life right and you're disheartened by it, don't be. Have a bird's eye view and see if that will help you in the long run. Connect the dots, my friends, connect the dots. Over to you, TMOD. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rachna. Your speech was wonderful. Now, let us move to speaker 2. Before I call speaker 2, let me call evaluator 2. He has a 5 years experience in financial services, and he loves to run and play indoor and outdoor sports. He's attending our meeting for seventh time. So Toastmaster Francis, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Good evening, everyone, and happy Independence Day. My target speaker today is TM Aparajita. I'll just read her project. Okay, the purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership styles or styles. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. This is TM Aparajita's L2 P1 speech. The length will be 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you and all the best, team Aparajita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. Our speaker too is a third year computer science engineering student. She is currently in her eat, sleep, repeat mode. The thing she likes about India and its culture is its diversity. And being a foodie, it's a great to explore and eat different things. Toastmaster Aparajita. Speech title: Who is a leader? Toastmaster Aparajita. Who is a leader? Who is a leader? Toastmaster Aparajita.
Yeah, so first of all, am I audible and visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, timer, you can start the time. A very good evening to everyone present here in the meeting today. Leadership is lifting a person's vision to high heights, raising of a person's performance to a higher standard, and building the personality beyond its normal limitations. According to John Maxwell, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Warren Bennis called it the capacity to translate vision into reality. If you Google the term leadership, you will find endless definitions of this particular word by great minds and leaders. You will find hundreds of quotes and hundreds of sayings by these people. But all of these definitions have one thing in common, and leaders definitely not here. One must possess effective leadership qualities to help achieve higher goals and objectives, be it the persistence and resistance of Mahatma Gandhi or the vision of Elon Musk. Every leader has their unique way of being a leader. Now, the Wharton School of Management, University of Pennsylvania, classifies leadership into 5 broad categories. Number 1, authoritative leadership. An authoritative leader knows their mission well. These are the people who are very bold in taking decisions also. They have a clear vision of how to drive the strategies, have a good amount of experience and knowledge regarding the decisions that they make, and they work confidently towards achieving it. Some of the leaders who are very famous for using this kind of leadership is Vladimir Putin and Adolf Hitler. If you go back and look into the past, both of these leaders have made very bold decisions and and have had very strong mindset when it comes to controlling their nation and making decisions. The next kind of leadership, which is the second style, is the transactional style of leadership. Now, a transactional leader can be called a managerial leader as well. And this is basically found in all the corporates that are present in today. So this kind of leader basically controls a team, is the head of the team, who has a task to perform, and that task is to be performed within a particular time limit. So the basic objective of this leader is to stick to the scope of the task in order to meet the basic expectation within the given time limit. This style is also commonly found in company leaders or CEOs where they have a particular target to achieve. They have a particular, for example, sales target or a particular thing to achieve at the end of a particular time frame. Two of the most famous people I can think of when it comes to transactional style of leadership is Bill Gates, who is the CEO of Microsoft, and Howard Schultz, who is the CEO of Starbucks. The third kind of leadership is called the servant leadership. The main goal of the leader with servant style is to achieve the best outcome. So they believe that they need to be there for everybody in their team and support everyone in their team through their difficult times or in case they're having any sort of problems. Servant leaders are very empathetic and they use emotional intelligence to guide their leadership decisions. This is what makes it different from all the other kinds of leaders, because instead of just strategizing and thinking about all the other things, they also focus on emotional stuff. Two of the most greatest examples of this style include Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa. Both Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa have proved it that emotions can also be a great way to give leadership decisions. It is also a great way to connect with people all around. The fourth kind of leadership is the democratic leadership. So we staying in a country, India, which is a democratic republic, we very well understand what a democratic leader actually is. The word democracy itself means elected by the people. So a democratic leader is someone who has been elected by the people. So his main work is to take decisions and get everyone involved while making decisions. These kind of leader value transparency in decision making and want their team to feel involved in the work process as well. Narendra Modi and Joe Biden, the Prime Minister of India and the President of United States of America, respectively, are great examples of democratic leaders. They have been very well known to head an entire country which has such diverse cultures and so many different kinds of people. The fifth kind of leader is empathetic leader. The empathetic leader recognizes that great work starts with engaged workers. So this type of leader strives to create emotional bonds on the team so that working makes all of them feel together. The main priority of this kind of leader is to make the teammates satisfied with their leader. This is a little different from the servant style leadership that I discussed before. And this is basically when the main priority is to make the teammates satisfied. Empathetic leaders like Nelson Mandela can bring in huge changes with their ideologies. So just like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man has taught us, with great powers come great responsibilities. A leader needs a lot of emotional and mental strength. Being the president of this wonderful club for 45 days, or being a house captain at my school for 2 years, or leading a small team of people to organize an event at school, each of these different situations have taught me different values related to leadership. Taking up responsibilities have made me understand humans in a better way. It has also made me more empathetic and decisive. Not only it has taught me to manage a group of people and the work, but it has also taught me a lot about managing myself and and at the end of which I am now an organized person. Being a leader might sound like a huge responsibility, but trust me, it's a lot more enjoyable than that. And it's also a great learning experience. If there's anyone who is little hesitant to take up a leadership position, I'd suggest you should go for it. Go for it because it will not only help people around you, it will not only set an example for people around you, but it will also be a great way of improving yourself and being a better version of yourself. I'd like to conclude my speech with a quote by former GE CEO Jack Welch. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Your speech was so wonderful. Now let us move to the third speaker. Before calling a third speaker, I would like to call Evaluator 3. He's the president of GSK Toastmasters Club. He's a statistician by profession, speaker by hobby, and started his Toastmaster journey a year ago. Toastmaster Arun, I would request Toastmaster Arun to read out the objective of speaker 3.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome once again. And I am going to evaluate the third speaker in the prepared speeches section, who is attempting her L3 P1 speech in the pathway leadership development. The purpose of this project is to develop a plan and bringing the plan to fruition. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of planning and implementation his or her small-scale project. The member may choose any topic which can be humorous or informational, and the time taken for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. So I expect the speaker to speak with a lot of verve, and my evaluation will go down to the wire. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. Our speaker 3, she is a third-year computer science engineering student. In her childhood, she used to be a frontline to give speech on national festival. In India, people speak different languages, dress differently, follow different religion, and eat different food. The Indian culture varies like vast geography, and she is proud to be an Indian. Our speaker 3 is Toastmaster Dharani. Speech title, My Proud Moment. Toastmaster Dharani, proud moment, my proud moment, Toastmaster Dharani. Over to you, Toastmaster Dharani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Whatever you do it well. Do it so well that when people see you doing it, they will want to come back and see you. Do it again, and they will want to bring others and show them how well you do what you do. With a true national spirit of courage, integrity, sacrifice, liberty, and independence, I wish you a happy Independence Day. Let us remember the golden heritage of our country and feel proud to be a part of this India. Since it's been 5 years for me to remember this day as even more special day, I have been the school pupil leader, SPL of the year 2015 August till 2016 March. As a SPL, it's my duty to take care of all the responsibilities and the events happening in the school campus. I was elected as SPL in the month of August. My first event was to organize an event for Independence Day. I was unaware of this. However, I was in the happiness of the post SPL. After 12 days of this election, that is on the 13th of August, my PT sir called me and asked how your first event plan is going on. I was blank and said, "Sir, need to discuss with my members," and I just came out from the department. Actually, I forgot about this event, and no one has remembered me about this. I quickly gave a call to all my house captains. As a leader, we need to be strict. Then people will do their work properly and complete it in the provided time. So I shouted on them, "Do you remember our first event? Have you done any preparations for that?" They said, "We don't know. We forget." By listening this, I became even more angry and I shouted, "If you elect as house captains, will you forget everything?" And I warned them, if this happens for any upcoming events, I will take out you from the captaincy. Actually, I wasn't warned them. I warned myself because I had to take care of all these events, but I forgot this. We can't get the days back. What to do now? I was so tensed about this event. My first event is going to spoil. What to do? I felt regret and moved on. The success of the event left down to the wire. This was really challenging for me. However, no worries. We still have 2 days of time. There are 15 leaders in our batch divided into 4 groups. First group should bring the cow dung. Second group should bring the rangoli and start the decorate of the stage. Third group should clean the ground. Finally, fourth group should take care of the speech and any other participations. Informed, I need your task to be completed.
I think Toastmaster Dharani is facing a network issue. Can we all just turn off our cameras for a while so that it's okay for her? We shall wait for 2 minutes for Toastmaster Dharini to join.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Hello?
Yeah, Dharini, you're audible, but you're not visible yet. Could you try switching on your camera for a while? Toastmaster Dharini. Toastmaster Dharini, are you there? Okay, I think she's not there again.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, audible and visible. Yeah. Dharini, you are both audible and visible. Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for this inconvenience. Okay. So they started with their work. I went to the department and I apologized and explained about the plan. Of course, Sir scolded me. I have to take it because I made a big mistake by forgetting about the event. He said, okay with my plan, and we continued. Me and Sir started inviting guests. After this task, we made 2 to 3 demos by gathering all the students in the ground, gave instructions about the event. Everything was set within a day. I was very happy with this. On 14th of August, we started decorating everything. Once again, we reminded the guests about the event, and final demo was done and everything was set. On 15th of August, on Independence Day, we leaders, 15 leaders, went to the school at 6:30 a.m., done with the final check. Everyone gathered in the ground at 7 a.m. Guests arrived at 7:15. Started the event at 7:20. How actually it happened is there were 4 groups, each group with their flag, and their group members should gather in front of the stage one by one in a particular order by doing march first and telling their group name loud. After this, SPL, that is me, has to introduce all the groups to the guests, then a small speech by the guests about the group. Exactly at 8 a.m., we hoisted the flag. At that moment, I felt very proud because standing beside the guest and hoisting the flag is not a simple thing for me. I'm very glad to have this sweet memory in my life. After hoisting the flag, students gave speech and performed dance and sung songs. Everything went cool from the beginning till end. Suddenly, one of the guests announced my name in the mic. I was shocked. My heartbeat rate increased. He called me to come up on the stage. I went by looking at my PT sir's face. He gave me a reaction like this. I felt okay and I went upon the stage. The guest actually felicitated me by saying, your sir talked about you. Keep it up, Dharani. You have done a great job because arranging everything within a 2 days have a less chances of success. And also, he gave me as an example to the students that how to handle these situations in the difficulty level. This is where I felt my first event has hit the sky. Decided to make the upcoming event still more better because in this event I had many challenges like inviting the guests before 2 days is highly impossible and convincing the people to do work is also an impossible. However, this event gave me a lots of memories to my life. My experience by organizing this event I became more stronger, built the capacity to handle the hard situations, how to talk with the people, and how to behave with the people. The success of the event can change you. However, be careful with managing the events. By this event, this day became me as more special. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dharani. It was a wonderful speech. Before moving to our second segment, I hope we are all in our northern Indian culture too. So let us move to the eastern part of our country. So our eastern part of the country, we will be visiting Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, and Sikkim and the seven sister states. So Jharkhand famous dances by tribal, that is Panchi and Paran, and festival is Holi. Odisha coming to the famous festival is Jagannath Rath Yatra, and their famous dance form is Odissi. And West Bengal, coming to West Bengal, Durga Puja, famous for Durga Puja, and famous sweet is Rasgulla. Now Sikkim is a land of Buddhists, where we have a very small country but very beautiful in its environment and beautiful sceneries also. Assam is famous for the festival Bihu and Braguramba. Arunachal Pradesh for Wanko dance. Nagaland for famous dance form is Chang Lo, and famous food is momos. Manipur, the dance form is Manipuri. And Mizoram, Tripura, and Meghalaya has the same dance form, that is Hojgiri. This is eastern part of our country. Now, before moving to the table topic session, a voting link will be shared in a chat box. Do vote your favorite. Favorite speaker. And now, and you can give a thumbs up that you have done your voting. Toastmaster Dharani, voting link you have not shared. Yeah. Now you can
Yes,
vote.
I shared it.
If you have voted, you can give a thumbs up. Now, let us move to the second segment, table topic session. Our table topic master is, she's an ambient and jovial person, relish meeting new people. In her spare time, she watches her favorite sitcoms again and again. She tells that apart from India having a vast, diverse culture, everyone celebrates the joy together. That's the best part of our culture. Our table topic master is Toastmaster Amrit. Toastmaster Amrit, over to you.
Thank you to you, Modi. Greetings to everyone. In this session, the guests and the members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. I'll introduce you to the topic and call on the speakers. We'll be giving 2 minutes speak on the subject. So let's get to it. Firstly, happy Independence Day to everyone. So let's get this started. I requested you, Modi, to call upon the people who are ready for the session. So let's go. Let's get it started. Who's ready? Please raise your hand. First one is easy. So if you're going to get through it soon, you can start. Is anybody going to come up or
I'll
am
go
I going to call? Okay, so there's Rachna. Yeah, Rachna, are you ready?
Wait. Yeah, I am. I'll try.
Yeah, okay, so let's go. It's easy. The first one is very easy. Yeah. So the first one is your favorite festival and how would you want to celebrate it?
Okay. Actually, there are two, but I would just say both of them. First is Holi. I love Holi and I love playing in colors. And initially, I used to think that, colors would go on face and then, it wouldn't, I would, the colors would be there for 2-3 days. But then later on, I just loved splashing colors and throwing water here and there, and especially wearing a white kurta, and then you get scoldings from your mom, after you wear that and you come, and then that scolding was everything worth to the fun we had. So that is one. And second is Diwali. Diwali is everybody's favorite festival. It is, for me, it is not because of bursting crackers or anything. It is just a normal girl thing that I get to wear lehengas. I get to take good photos during Diwali, get ready, and then light the whole house with diyas and rangoli and every single thing. So, and the sweets, and especially in my house, every festival is celebrated really, really big. Even the smallest of, even Nag Panchami celebrated in a very grand way. So I love Diwali and Holi. These are my two favorite festivals.
That's great. Holi being my festival too, so I can relate to it, the fun we have in Holi. We being a Punjabi, like we don't have that in our thing, but still we celebrate it. That says a lot about our Indian culture. So that's great. So can I know who's ready for the second topic? The second one's interesting, like really very interesting.
I'll go.
Yeah, fine, Kriti, go. Yeah, so you ready, Kriti? Oh, Kriti, you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Great.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. Okay, one sec. Yeah. You're in a cooking show with Gordon Ramsay. So what would your experience be and what would you want? Like the whole scenario.
I'm talking with my mic muted. Okay. I'm on a cooking show with Gordon Ramsay and okay. I'll talk like a person who has gone through it and now I'm outside and you're interviewing me. So I entered the kitchen, right? He was yelling at everyone. Okay. That's the first thing I saw when I entered the kitchen. Oh my God, I can't talk like him. This is a formal meeting. That's so sad. Okay. So he was yelling at everyone. This was a mixed so this was a show that had both adults and children, right? So one side, it was adults versus children. And I was unfortunately in the adult side because now apparently after 18, you're an adult who made the rules, right? So I was on the adult side and oh my God, his treatment. Have you seen him with kids? Why is he so nice? What did the kids do to you? Why are you so nice to them? Why are you so mean to me? All right. And it's not like their food is good anyway. The girl gave a donut. So she made a donut, right? And then she put pizza sauce on that. And then she put cheese on that. She just combined all three elements that she liked. And Gordon Ramsay ate that. And I made an actual pizza with actual dough, and he didn't like it. Such an evil person, right? Anyway, he was swearing left and right. That's there in his cooking show. And but his cooking though, amazing. I mean, he's not the world's top chef for no reason. Overall, I'd give it a 0 on 5, and I would not go again. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Kriti. The answer to your question that why he likes children is because he has a small daughter. That's the reason why.
That's not fair. That daughter is going to become an adult someday.
Yeah. Okay. So who's ready for the next one? Okay, Divya. Okay, let's get started, Divya.
Yeah, but someone has the time instead of me.
Yeah, Aditya, can you note down the time instead of her?
I have the timer cards. I can do it if you want.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Just a minute. I'll change my virtual background.
So this one. Which Indian dance form you would want to be an expert on?
Okay. Something tricky. Well,
you know what? I don't have a yellow. So this is blue, this is yellow, and this is red. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So now, Divya, you can start.
Okay. So it was like, when it comes to Indian dance, so many. But when we were at school, what things I have heard of was Kuchipudi, that is Andhra dance form, and Bharatanatyam. And like from the time we're in school, Bharatanatyam is something like spiritual or some any event they start, they do it with the Bharatanatyam dance. And at our school, there was like a separate, we had a Kalamandir type. So we had like, so we have Bharatanatyam classes. I did ask my mom to like enroll me that time, but that time only studies. She used to give importance at that time. She used to tell first study, then let do Bharatanatyam. I used to see many of my friends who used to give shows and win many awards. Like, and there is something like when you wear those dresses of the Bharatanatyam, you feel like there's something we acquire or we have achieved something. It's something of a great, something from a god, what I feel. Dancing, it doesn't come just like that. It takes a lot of determination and those expressions, those dance moves. It takes really a lot of practice, and I think I always wanted to be a Bharatanatyam dancer, but I didn't get a chance. That's all I have from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster. I'm good.
Thank you, Divya, for sharing which dance form you would want to learn. If I would get a chance, I would really want to learn Kathak. So let's see where we reach. Okay, so who's the next one? Anyone, or should I pick up someone? Come on, guys. Okay, yeah. Anurag, am I pronouncing your name correct?
Sorry, you can call me Arun.
Arun, yeah, that's great. Okay, so Arun, let's get started with the next one. Are you ready for the next one? So here it is.
Yeah, please read out to me as well. I can't see your screen.
Yeah, sure. I'll read it out. Not an issue. Everyone in the world could hear you for a minute. What would you speak about? Everyone in the world could hear you. You were the only one speaking. What would it be about?
So sorry, I did not hear you.
Okay, so everyone, yeah, everyone in the world could hear you for a minute. What would you speak about?
At the 75th occasion of Indian independence. Yeah, that's fine. I read it. At the 17th event anniversary of Indian independence, if I have to speak to the world, I'd only speak of world harmony and peace. Our world is going through trying times. There are fights, collision, ego clashes everywhere. And if there is anything that we require right now is understanding that we all are members of this planet. If you bomb a certain other part of some other foreign country, it is only our planet that is going to be impacted. We are here for only a very minuscule time in the whole figment of the entire history of the earth. We are just a speck, as one called it. We are a speck in the dust, never to be seen again. And this is the world that we have. So in this event, India always stood for world harmony and peace. And that is what our independence struggle was for. So be peaceful, treat every country as your brothers and sisters, and maintain world peace. That's all that I have to say.
Adam, that's really a great message. That's exactly what the world needs to hear right now. Thank you so much. Other one, let's take 2 more table topics before the time is up. Aditya or Vishal, you want to take up, or?
Sure, I can go.
Vishal is going to take the next one. So here's the next one, Vishal. What would the last paragraph of your autobiography book be?
Right, my own autobiography. So first of all, I should think about when I would even write my own autobiography. I guess I'd write it when I was 60 or something. Usually I like to end on notes that are wholesome in a way. So I would, because if I was 60, then by that time, unfortunately, my dog wouldn't be around then. So I dedicate it to my dog. I don't know, I guess because she's 7 now, and when I think a lot of pet owners, when their pets come to that age where they're old, they don't move around as fast as they do, or they're not as energetic they are. Because every day up till today, up till like recently, she'd be very excited to go down for a walk. But today, like I went to take her down for a walk and she did not want to go down. But eventually, after I showed her the leash, she did come down. Then we went on a walk. But seeing my dog, get older, made me remember of all the times or all the good times that the dog was there for not just me, but for the entire family. So the last paragraph of my autobiography would be more like my dog, because my dog was always there, regardless of the situation, regardless of how your day was in college or for my parents at office or wherever they are outside. When they came home, my dog would wag her tail. Wherever she's sitting, you could hear the tail hit like the sofa or the bed or wherever she was. It's like a drum. You'd ring the bell and there's a drum just playing from somewhere in the house, and then she'd run to the door. So it would be just be there for your family and friends, kind of like my dog. So that's what the last paragraph would be about.
Great. I can imagine it, because I had a dog which was there for 12 years and then it passed away. So yeah, they're like a person, like the affectionate it shows towards you, it's like completely different. So I can get what you feel. Yeah. So anyone else up? Francis or our general evaluator, Mr. Shankya or Parijita?
Yeah, sure, Amrit. Yeah, I can take up.
Thank you. The second. Okay, so the next one is, okay, so are you a hunter or a gatherer?
Okay. Often in our life, we come across very, very philosophical. We think whether we should go for a hunter or a gatherer. Can't believe? Let me give you an example. The other day, I went for a job interview. Well, I was a hunter out of the jobs, definitely. I keep on hunting the best offer which comes to me. Well, I hunted and finally I got a good prey who's ready to offer me good money. So my hunting went down good. Now, once I joined the company, there comes my role gets changed. I couldn't believe that I came from hunter to the gatherer. First day of the job, my boss said, "Good job. Congratulations, Shanko. You have done a wonderful job in joining our company." I said, "Wow, thank you so much. Now, start gathering your informations, what you are going to do in the next couple of months." I said, "Okay." Now, here, the challenge lies. Now, when you are in a corporate setup and you have changed your role to the gatherer, you have to do networking a lot. You have to connect with people. You have to convince them. You have to get the informations from them. And once you come out with that role in a very, very well-equipped way, you are tagged as a pro in the gatherer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these two roles, hunter or gatherer, is both very, very important in one's life. And once you master these arts, you are going to rock. Over to you, Toastmaster Amrit.
It was wonderful speech by you, Mr. Shankya. Thank you so much. Thank you for the wonderful session, guys. Thank you all the speakers. That's my time here. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Toastmaster Amrit, for conducting the beautiful session. Now let us move to the third segment, that is listener segment. So I would like to call our listener, Toastmaster Athar, to conduct the session. So over to you, Toastmaster Athar. Toastmaster Athar.
Athar, I guess you sent the link on direct chat, so it's not on all chat.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you, Aditya. Before starting, I want all of the Toastmaster guests to join the given link. There's a 3 simple step there, and there is a code.
Athar, you sent it on private chat. Send it on all chat.
Okay. Where to send that?
No, the link you sent, right? You sent it to me on private chat. That same, there's an option like everyone
You can just
everyone
send
to
that
Vishal.
link on the chat, right?
Oh, okay. I guess I'll do. Right.
I'm not able to send it.
Is the message I sent the same one you were trying to send?
Okay, fine. Okay, please, all of you enter the room code. Now, is the screen visible?
Yeah, the screen is visible.
Okay. I request all of you to join it. Okay, I will start the first question. Am I audible?
Yes, Arthur.
Okay. The first question is, which is the famous festival of Kashmir? Okay, Sankhya, you can answer it.
No, I don't remember. Actually, I just buzzed.
Okay. Okay, fine. Anyone knows this?
I think Rachna is.
Okay, Rachna, you can answer it.
Lori?
Yeah, your answer is correct. The second question is the famous dish in Uttarakhand, famous dish of Uttarakhand's cuisine. What is the famous dish in Uttarakhand? Yes, Divya.
Dal bati.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Dal bati is the right answer. The next question is, the next question is, the PM Dhani was SPL from. Yes, Anurag. Yes, Arun, sorry.
Sorry, I was on mute. 2015 to 2016.
Yeah, 2015 to 2016 is the right answer, but what the month?
Sorry, I don't have that.
Anyone knows the month from when the TM Dhani was SPL from?
Do you want us to buzz or can we answer?
You can buzz, or else you can answer. I know it's Vishal.
Well, I buzzed, but on your screen it doesn't show anything.
Vishal, do you know the answer?
August.
From August to?
July.
No, it's wrong. Anyone else want to try it? Or else I will consider that as the answer of Arun from 2015 to 2016.
You can take Toastmaster Arun's answer.
Okay, fine. The third question is, which three states have the same folk dance? Chiru dance, sorry. Which three states of India have the same folk dance, Chiru dance? It's among the seven sister states of India. Yes, Aprajita.
Is it Mizoram, Meghalaya, and Tripura?
Yeah, it's correct. Okay, the fifth question is, how did speaker Rachna and friends make Maggie in hostel? Anyone? Yes, Arun.
It was in an iron pot.
Yeah, answer is correct. Okay, in India, which land is known as the land of Buddha? Yes, Aprajita.
It's Sikkim.
Yeah.
Sikkim.
Yeah, it's the right answer. Okay, the seventh question is, the special team of officers were appointed for what kind of job mentioned in the speaker Rachna? Mentioned by the speaker Rachna. Yes, Aprajita.
It was to check if girls and guys are talking to each other or not.
Yeah, that's the right answer. Okay, the 8th question is, what was the task given by the SPL Dharni to the first group during her first event? Yes, Arun?
I think it was to collect cow dung.
Yeah, that's the right answer. Okay, now it's my second last question. I will quote a sentence and you have to name the speaker. Not the speaker, you have to name the quote is said by whom. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Yes, Kirti.
Was I supposed to say who said it originally or who said it in our meeting?
Originally.
Pranjita said it. I don't remember the actual. Sorry.
And Rachna?
Same thing. Aprajita said it. I don't know who said it in originally.
Okay, fine. Arun?
Was it Jack Welch?
Yeah, that's the right answer. Okay, the last question is, can anyone name the 5 kinds of leadership? 5 kinds of leadership. Okay, can anyone name the 3 kinds of it?
I can't answer apparently. Otherwise,
Yeah, Francis. Francis? Okay.
Sorry. They're authoritative, transactional, and democratic.
Yeah, that are the 3 types. Okay, one more question. Which is the famous book of Sikhs written by 13 Guru of them, by Guru Nanak? Yeah, Prajita.
it's Guru Granth Sahib.
Yeah, that's the right answer. So here I will end my session. Should I read out the winners?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, fine. Rachna, Divya, and there are 2 winners actually. I will ask one more question. Okay, who knows the famous dance of Himachal Pradesh? First, I will ask Aprajita and Arun. Among them, who knows the dance of Himachal Pradesh?
Yeah, I don't.
I also don't.
Amrit, you can answer it.
Oh, sorry, that was for the last one.
Okay, no one knows then. Okay, we have the 2 winners, Aprajita and Arun, following by Rachna, Divya, and Francis, with each having 1 point and Aprajita and Arun having 4 points each.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun, for conducting the listener segment.
I'm Athar.
Oh, sorry, Athar. So, before we move to the evaluation segment, now we were in Eastern India. So let us move to the another part of our country, that is Southern India, where we all stay. So from 7 sister states, now let us move to Andhra and Telangana. So Andhra and Telangana, the famous food is gutti wankai kura and akura pappu, and Gonkura Pachidi. Dress is Langavoni and Lungi. Artwork is Kalamkari painting, music and instrument tambora, veena and tribal flutes. Famous festival is Ugadi, Makara Sankranti and Dasara. Nako Kurak Telugu Ochindi. Tamil Nadu famous for Bharatanatyam and idli, and famous food is idli, dosa, pongal, kara chutney, pudina chutney. So I am a wait now. I become a waiter now, telling in the hotel. And famous dress is kanchi pattu saree and pattu pavade. And Bharatanatyam is Bharatanatyam is famous dance form. Enku Tamil Theriyo. That is the so it is if you visit Tamil Nadu, the famous painting is Tanjore painting and vertical for everyone. So coming to our state, Karnataka, famous for Yakshagana, Dola Kunita, and fire dance, which is a very important dance in Karnataka. This and coming to the famous food, olige, kajaya, different types of olige, kai olige, belad olige. Famous festival is Mysore Dasara and famous and Ugadi and Naniga Kannada. So Kerala famous for Mohiniyattam, Kathakali and Onam Sandhya boat race. And coming in the Sukuman. So this is from Malayalam. I also know a little bit of Malayalam also. So let us move to the second segment, the final segment, that is evaluation segment. Evaluation segment will be conducted by our GE, Toastmaster Sankhya. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya. So we'll start off with the last segment. That's the evaluation segment. Now to begin with, we'll first start with the evaluation of the speeches, followed by my evaluation for the other roles as well. So for the first speech, may I invite for the Toastmaster Vishal to evaluate Toastmaster Rachna.
Yes. Hello again. So first of all, congratulations to Speaker 1, Rachna, for completing project 2 of level 1. Now, I'll break up my evaluation into 2 parts, the positives and areas of improvement. So let's start with the positives. When it comes to your structure, the structure was really good. You had the story of how your day went on in the hostel itself, and then you built on that story slowly and slowly, and you oscillated between that story and experiences outside of the hostel in other areas of your life. So that was a really nice touch to how you structured the entire speech. And your title about connecting the dots worked really well in this case. Towards the end, you brought us back to the title itself and how in your life you're able to connect the dots only after these experiences happened, just as how we were able to connect the title to the speech towards the end of the speech. And with the takeaways from the speech, you had conviction when you said them. So that was a really nice touch. When it comes to the delivery, you had really good delivery. There was voice modulation that was consistent throughout. And on top of that, your tone was very clear and we could understand every word that you were saying. So those were some of the really great positives in your speech. A couple of areas of improvements were, one, it was to some extent you were not entirely comfortable with giving out the speech. There was a certain animosity that you had while delivering the speech, which caused you to pause here and there. But overall, the pauses overall were much less than there were last time. So that was a really big improvement. And another feedback you got last time were hand gestures. We could add this to the positives also, where there were more hand gestures, but the hand gestures entirely were not that prominent or did not entirely add to what you were saying. A part of this could be the fact that you were not standing up, you were sitting down and delivering your speech. So standing up and giving your speech really enhances your hand gestures when you're speaking. Just in a natural way, it will make you want to use your entire body to deliver your speech better. So a tip would be to deliver the speech standing up, which would naturally improve your hand gestures overall. But in comparison to last time's speech, there was an improvement to the use of hand gestures overall. Now, although you had voice modulation throughout your speech, the voice modulation in itself was the same throughout. For example, when you were talking about how you wanted to relax, when you use the same modulation you use everywhere else in your speech for words like relax and other words as such, where in this speech you could have used a voice modulation that could have been like, and where we wanted to relax. You see the point? So that was my evaluation of the speech, but overall it was really great speech and I enjoyed listening to it. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. Toastmaster Rachna, so Toastmaster Vishal, I agree with the points that you have told. And in addition to that, I just wanted to highlight, the Toastmaster Rachna, you did a splendid job actually. Your speech was completely humorous. The subtle way you bring out the humor, I was like laughing like anything, because normally I bring out the humor, and and when somebody can make me laugh, I consider that humor as a excellent job done. So well done on that. Now, in coming to the points which Vishal has raised, apart from that, there are certain things which could have made your speech well one step ahead to that, right? So first one, in order to make it more humorous, the content-wise, it's really, really good. But in order to make the delivery more humorous, now there are certain things in humor speech, although it's not a humorous speech, but since your theme was humorous, so the certain areas, the pauses plays a very important role in a humor, like if you want to bring more humor to it. For example, you quote somewhere, we are hosteliers, we need to break rules, right? So when you say the statement, it came on a very flat tone, right? Instead of that, if you could have said, we are hosteliers, we need to break rules. So the pause, the moment you give a pause, it indicates that, the audience will be attracted to it, to that statement, and what you are going to say next. So that pause, the few second pause plays a huge, huge role, right? So that's amazing. The second one was also, some of the things you said, no one will study unless there is an exigency. So those points are really, really nice. The way you bring up that one. And what Toastmaster Vishal has also said, the voice modulation, you can bring it in a more subtle way, that will definitely bring a more attractiveness to your speech. And of course, if you stand, your hand movement, your body movement, you will be able to free move. You also bring certain characters in your speech. So those things you can able to play around with that. But overall, it's really good. Thanks, Rachna, Toastmaster Rachna, and thanks, Toastmaster Vishal, for that wonderful evaluation. Thank you. So for our next evaluation for Toastmaster Aparajita, may I invite Toastmaster Francis to speak about the evaluation.
Thank you, G. So the speech of my speaker's speech was, who is a leader, which is a very apt question for my target speaker, TM Aparajita, as you are currently the president of this club. So your speech revealed that you gave this question much thought and did research. The speech was very informative, and the sum of the speech certainly answered the question of who is a leader. I should say that the structure of the speech was very good. It had a clear introduction with definitions of a leader by well-known people, a body with the different types of leadership, and ended with you giving your own life experience being a leader, and was concluded by a brilliant quote, which certainly caught the audience's attention. The audience usually remembers the start and end of the speech, and they are certainly clear in my mind. You certainly fulfilled the purpose of the speech by discussing leadership styles in general. Now, looking at the way you spoke, you were very clear and you gave the speech with verb. You enunciated all the material. You looked very comfortable giving the speech. I did see that you used gestures, which was a good thing. The content of the speech had examples, quotes, different types of leadership with explanations and your experience. So overall, it was a great speech and it was quite interesting. I don't think you went down to the wire with the timing, which is also good. I just have a few suggestions for you to consider. The first is the pace was a bit fast, so you can certainly slow that down. And of course, you use gestures, but we really couldn't see it. So if you could stand and deliver the speech, I think that can be resolved. Now, the next thing is to memorize your speech rather than reading it. So speakers can read out the speech, I think, till level 1 project 2 speech. But after that, I request speakers to kindly memorize their speech. A tip to remember your speech is to treat it like a story. So it will certainly have a sequence. And then if you treat it like a story and then keep practicing it again and again, then you will remember the speech for sure, and you can deliver without reading. So if you follow all these things, you can certainly take your speech to the next level. So thank you so much and good luck for your next speech. Back to the G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. I agree with the evaluation which you have given. Now, in addition with that, Toastmaster Aparajita, first let me congratulate you, for that nice that nice speech which you come out with, the different kinds of leaders which one can expect, right? So now the good part is your content wise, it's really good. Where Toastmaster Francis has said. Now there is an advantage and there is a disadvantage of using this kind of speeches. So the advantage of this kind of speech, now when you are speaking about leaders, now it always comes as an essay. Now when you are writing in a school about, in a school project or a college project about what are the different types of leaders, you explain the various types of leaders, that's one format. But when you are speaking, now as humans, we always have a tendency to capture certain informations which are story made, right? So as you see in the primitive times, even for example, when people used to sit around the caves and people used to talk about stories, the stories are also there on the walls. So it's our brains are wired in such a way that we are attracted to the story. Now, in order to make your speech a more attractive one, you could have come out with various stories for each of the leaders. You have quoted examples, which is right, but the examples comes in the form of an information, not as a story, right? So when you say that if you go back in the past, Adolf Hitler did this and this, right? So instead of that, the same thing, you could have tell it in a story that, do you know, I'm sure that you know about Adolf Hitler. So Adolf Hitler, and then you bring a story, some kind of a story, and make the story in such a way that either it gives a shock to the people or it's something which they didn't know about it, right? So the moment you give a shock to the people or something they do not know about it, people will automatically be hooked to your story, right? So that is something which will be really nice. And along with that, you very nicely spoke about your personal experience coming out as a school captain and the president of this club. So these are the various things. And in this also, if you can bring out certain experiences which you have inculcated in a story form again, then it will be, your speech will rock. But overall, it's really a nice one. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aparajita, and thank you so much, Toastmaster Francis, for that wonderful evaluation. Thank you. And moving on. So next we have for the final speech, and which is by Toastmaster Arunangshu, who will be evaluating for Toastmaster Dharani. Over to you, Toastmaster Arunangshu.
Thank you, General Evaluator Shankya. Am I audible? Am I visible? Thank you. It is said that a leader is born and is not bred. And Toastmaster Dharani, I see a leader in you already. The purpose of your speech is to share some experiences about some leadership activities, and you actually hit the nail on the head. You related a very personal experience, which was almost 6 years back, but to us, it seemed like it was just yesterday because you were so nice on the details. You started with the exact year, the exact month. It was our Independence Day, and what an opportunity that you had in front of you as a school leader. You were in charge of coordinating the entire event, and to a young schoolgirl like you, that must have been a daunting task. But you showed your leadership skill and you enunciated the strategy that you had in making that entire thing a success. You said you divided your entire team into 4 equal groups and you gave an assignment to each of the groups. It shows out that already this probably had been your first leadership assignment. You are also a strategist. And we know that we really can't have good leader without being strategical. So kudos to you. As I just mentioned, I already see a leader in you. Now about the speech. Yes, you showed a lot of verve in the speech. The first thing was you are standing, and that shows how much excited you were to relate your experience. We could see by the flow of your words and by your gestures, by not only that you're recollecting, you are trying to give a story, a moment that you are so proud about. And not only you are being proud about that event, you are also feeling proud just as you were. You said that it was a daunting task. It went down to the wire, and yet you managed it so successfully. The adulation that you received was well deserved. To your speech, your eye contact was good. Your voice modulation could probably have been improved because you are given a leadership role, so you could have used an authoritative tone. For example, when you are giving the assignment to all the groups, you can say, I told team 1, go and bring the cow dungs. I told team 2, go and make the rangoli. So once you change your voices, people would realize that although there is only one person speaking, there are more than one characters in the story. And that is exactly what we Toastmasters do. You're modulate our voices. We move from our positions to ensure that this is not monotonous and it is not a soliloquy actually. It involves more than 2 speakers. But overall, a very, very wonderful speech delivered, and congratulations on completing this project. To take this at the next level, I would want to find out a message from your speech. You want to give some leadership, instruction leadership, you would try to find out this message. We're looking forward to you from your next speech, and congratulations once again. Over to you, Jay Sankhya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arunakshu. Toastmaster Dharani, this was a really nice one when you spoke about my proud moment. I can understand the emotions which is attached to it as a my proud moment. It's your proud moment. Now, in order to show your proud moment, you were really excited. So as Toastmaster Arunakshu has rightly pointed out, you were standing and you were delivering the speeches. Content-wise, it's nice. There are certain points apart from that which Toastmaster Arunakshu has said. Show the emotions and the pauses, right? So when you say some of the point that your PT sir scolded you and I was blank. So when you said your PT sir scolded you or said something and you were blank, you should give a space that my PT sir scolded me and I was blank, right? So the moment you said I was blank, show that emotion. So when you're showing that I was blank, that emotion, that emotion will come as that you are completely lost. What you are going to do, you don't know, right? So show yourself, and this kind of emotions when you are making in front of the camera, this is bound to make some sympathy and empathy from the audience, right? So show yourself in a very poor state. So the moment you show yourself in a very poor state, that will attract the attention of the audience as well. Now, you spoke about the organizing events, talk to the people, what are the various things you did. Those are really, really nice things. Now, in order to take it to one step ahead, how you are going to show the emotions. Now, this is what you can bring up as a practice. Use any object, it can be your mobile phone, or it can be even a mouse or anything. Now you think, now this is the reason why I'm saying this, because we are in a virtual world, and this practice, not only for you but for the entire audience over here, will help you in bringing out the emotion. Take any non-living being or just an object, think of it as a person. Now just speak to it as if you are telling a story. For example, I have this pen with me. Now I can think of, I can make a like romantic conversation with it. Hi, how are you? The way it is. Or I might think it's my enemy. I'm very, very angry with this. So the moment I make up these emotions with a non-living being, with a simple object, you are actually practicing yourself in front of the camera. I mean, this is without the camera, but now when you are coming in front of the camera, those emotions which you practiced earlier will definitely going to help you a lot about your overall body movement and language. Thank you so much for that wonderful thing. I wish you all the best, Toastmaster Dharani, and thank you, Toastmaster Arnangshu, being the evaluator. Thank you. Now, moving on to our the overall speech evaluations. So I'm really glad that this particular Toastmaster club, MVJCE Toastmaster, is very, very punctual. And I really like the way everybody showed so much professional, etiquette and this thing. The meeting was started sharply at 5:30, and I can see that everyone was really concerned that yes, we have to start the meeting at 5:30, which is really, really commendable. Good job on that. Toastmaster Dharani, you started as a sergeant at arms. You did a wonderful job of speaking about the mission and the 3 rules of the Toastmasters. Your content-wise was really good. But when you were giving up as an SAA, even show a little bit of enthusiasm. It seems that you might be speaking out or just reading a text. Even if you're reading a text, don't let the other persons know that you are reading a text, right? So you have to tell it as a story. Right. So the moment you tell it as a story and show a little bit enthusiasm, because you are the face of the meeting at the beginning of the at the starting. So bring a lot of enthusiasm, then you will be doing a great job. But otherwise, fantastic, Toastmaster Dharani. Moving on to our awesome presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Aparajita. You did a wonderful job. I can see, you are quite experienced actually in being the presiding officer. And you were quite comfortable in speaking in front of the camera. You spoke about the objective of this. I mean the theme of the meeting a little bit. You also took the introduction of the guest and everything you did. Just one small thing which seems to have missed out. Nobody spoke about the history of the Toastmaster. All right. So ideally, maybe the presiding officer, you can speak about the history, and there is one word which even you spoke, and even Toastmaster Aditya spoke also, with further ado. Now, with further ado is a word which means that without wasting the time. Right, so it's kind of the way we speak it. It means that whatever you are speaking till now, it's a waste of time, which is not, right? Because whatever you are saying is actually is very, very important. So try avoiding this word with further ado. It will make your speech more interesting. Thank you so much, but great job done, Toastmaster Aparajita, being the presiding officer. Really, really nice. And moving on to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aditya. Wow, I'm really speechless the first time when I saw your background. So which shows that you took a great effort in bringing out the theme of the meeting. I can see the type of content which you prepared, both about your background as well as like all the slides that you have prepared. Each and every slides, you have great job done on those. The pictures which you used were really, really colorful and quite attractive as well. You brought about the various cultures, the all the different types of. You actually toured us in this virtual world across India, brilliant way, John. And there, some of the things really like it is that you segregate those, the cultures into East India, North India, West and South. And you didn't say everything at the same time, otherwise it would have been boring. Rather, you split it up into various segments, which make it more interesting. Now, some of the things on which you could have improved on. One is if you could have bring up story again, right? Because whatever you were saying is only about the informations, which many of us know, but many of the things we do not know also. So, bring up the story. The second one is whenever the speaker is on the dais, you have to ask him for the audio video check. That will be helpful for them. In one of the slides which you have mentioned in West Bengal, for example, I saw that it was called Namaste. I don't know, because in West Bengal we say at Namaskar. I don't know why it was written Namaste. Maybe it's somewhere it's done got printed. You could have checked that. But overall, it's really nice. Moving on to the Toastmaster TTM, Toastmaster Amrit. You did a wonderful job in speaking about the entire thing, the subject, the topics which you bring was really lively. I really like it. It's very simple for the speakers to speak. Some of the improvement areas which you could have done, one is you didn't explain the concept of the of the table topics. And also, although the timer has spoken about the table topic time, 1 to 2 minutes, you could have refocused on that, because many newcomers or guests may not know that, yes, you have to speak for less than 1 minute. You cannot speak less than 1 minute, and you have to speak at least for 2 minutes, that one. Thank you, great job done. And last but not the least, for the listener, Toastmaster Arthur. Toastmaster Arthur, you did a wonderful job, in pointing out, jotting down all the questions in the share mode. But I wonder that why did you put up the buzz thing, in the sharing mode? Because you could have, what you were actually doing is you are already asking the audience about that who is going to answer it. Now, showing the buzz and sharing the screen was an unnecessary thing, which I felt. Instead of that, which you could have been improved on, is you could have given the questions maybe in a sharing mode, which could have easy for someone to understand, and at the same time, to make it a more interesting thing, you could have given some clue as well, in giving the answers, maybe like the way we play KBC, you could have played this the same way like that. But overall, it's a really, I think, great effort actually to bring the listener role, because you have to know and understand, and then you have to ask questions. So overall, it's a great meeting, and let's give a thunderous round of applause for each and every role taker who put up his best. It's a really great job. I know the behind the back, it takes a lot of effort to come out in the stage and to do whatever. I know we are doing our best, but amazing, really great, and I really like it. Now I'll hand it over to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aditya.
Sankhya, we forgot about a tag team report.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. That's what happened, when you come out with a lot of good and interesting foods, I get completely lost on that. But with that, let me invite my wonderful tag team, who is not going to apologize. I'm going to apologize to you because I forget that. But yeah, so first, let me welcome our the timer of the day, Toastmaster Divya, to speak about the time.
Thank you, General Welfare Toastmaster Shankya. I would like to share my screen before I start my report. Well, we started in time. I hope my is visible. Is my screen visible?
It's coming up. It's not coming yet. If there is a network issue, maybe you can announce the time if it is fine.
Yeah, sure. My voice audible?
Yeah, there is a slight distortion in the voice. Maybe I would request everyone to switch off the video. Yeah, now we can see your screen.
Yeah, fine. Well, we all started in essay Dharni. She took 1 minute 52 seconds. I would suggest you can utilize the time given to you with the agenda. Next, presiding officer, 2 minutes 22 seconds. Same way, you were given 4 minutes, so you can just utilize those time. Next, the TMOD. TMOD Toastmaster Aditya. He utilized, he took 9 minutes 10 seconds in the starting. According to the agenda, there was only 5 minutes allotted for the Toastmaster introduction of the team and setting up the stage. So I would tell that you can maybe check over that next time. Next, the general evaluator plus tag team introduction, 8 minutes 30 seconds. I would request maybe the tag team, we can cut on our introduction a little less so that we can cover it up by 5 minutes. Next, the listener introduction was 50 seconds. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Rachna, 6 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Aprajita, 6 minutes 58 seconds. Toastmaster Dharni, 7 minutes 6 seconds. Next, the table topic speeches, Toastmaster Rachna, 1 minute 10 seconds. Toastmaster Kriti, 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Divya, 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Arun, 57 seconds. Toastmaster Vishal, 1 minute 56 seconds. 1 minute. Next, Toastmaster Shankya, 1 minute 54 seconds. Next, the listener segment, Toastmaster Athar, he took 9 minutes 30 seconds. Next, coming with the evaluator 1, Toastmaster Vishal, 3 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Francis, 2 minutes 45 seconds. Toastmaster Arun, 3 minutes 14 seconds. General evaluator Toastmaster Shankya took 7 minutes for evaluating the speakers, all the 3 speakers, and 6 minutes 50 seconds to evaluate the overall meeting. One suggestion over here we could here is for Toastmaster Shankya is maybe we can cut on evaluating the speakers instead of that. Maybe we can general evaluator can evaluate the evaluators so that we get more points on the evaluators. And next, according to the agenda, we had exceeded. We are already exceeding the time limit. Maybe we could check on the time and do it next time better. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Shankya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Divya. Now may I invite our R counter, Toastmaster Yogesh, to speak about the R counter report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So I'm going to jump straight right into the report. Aditya, you had 3 R's, 2 ums. You had 2 repetitive words, and which was used once, and he, which was used thrice. Fillers also you had 2. So, which you used 5 times, and you used and multiple times. So I realized you were doing this when you were transitioning from sentence to sentence. So when you encounter a full stop, I suggest you take a pause. So general evaluator Toastmaster Sankhya, you also had a lot of R's, and I noticed you were doing this mostly before your sentence or when you were coming up, when you were structuring your sentence. So the same advice goes to you. You can take a slight pause and you can force yourself to do that, and eventually it will be accustomed to you. You also had 3 filler words, so, and you know. The timer, Divya, you had 1 R and 1 Me, the R counter, I had 2 R's during my introduction, but I'm pretty sure that number is going to bump up after this. Kriti, you had 2 R's as during your introduction of the grammarian. Toastmaster Athar, who was the listener for today, you had 3 R's, 2 ums, 1 repetitive word, which was when, and 1 filler, which was okay. The table topics master, Toastmaster Amrit, you had 2 R's and 1 filler word, which was so, it was used twice. Speaker 1, Rachna, you had 2 unnatural pauses and 2 filler words, which was so and. Vishal, you, other than your 1 filler word and, you were almost flawless. Aprajita, you had 4 R's, 2 repetitive words, which was this and not only. Fillers, you had so and. Evaluator 2, Toastmaster Francis, you just had 2 hours. Toastmaster Dharini, Speaker 3, you had 3 hours and 1 unnatural pause. Toastmaster Arun, you came up on the stage twice today, once for your evaluation, once for your table topics, and both the times you were flawless. The rest of the table topics, Toastmaster Rachna, you had 4 hours and 3 filler words, which were you know, and so. Toastmaster Kriti, you had 1 hour and 1 filler, which was and. Divya, you had 1 unnatural pause. Toastmaster Vishal, you had 1 unnatural pause and 1 filler word so, which was used twice. And Toastmaster Sankhya was also the general evaluator. Your table topics was flawless. So that's the end of my report, and I'm going to hand the stage back to the general evaluator today, Toastmaster Sankhya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yogesh. For the grammarian report, may I invite Toastmaster Kriti to present the grammarian.
Thank you, General Evaluator.
You're on mute, Toastmaster Kriti.
I am not on mute. Am I audible to anyone?
Yes, now you're audible.
Okay. So there was a lot of good usage of grammar. Unfortunately, no one used the phrase of the day or word of the day, but that's okay. So coming to the good usage.
Sorry.
Oh, okay, then my bad. I'm sorry. I'll note it down. So the good usage include bouquet by TMOD Aditya, hinder by Toastmaster Yogesh, embrace by Rachna, philosophical by Toastmaster Sankhya, wholesome by Toastmaster Vishal, and enunciated by Toastmaster Arun. The good phrases include a leader is born, not bred by Toastmaster Arun. Toastmaster Atar quoted, at the stroke of midnight, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom, which is my favorite patriotic quote. And General Evaluator Sankhya said, if you want something you never had, you need to do something you never did. Now, coming to individual speakers for prepared speeches, Speaker 1, Rachna, your good phrases were take a beat, bird's eye view, connect the dots, and disheartened. Toastmaster Aprajita, Speaker 2, was nothing more, nothing less, empathetic, strategies, democratic, strives, decisive, and with great power comes great responsibility. My favorite. And third speaker had integrity, heritage, and felicitated. Toastmaster Dharani. Coming to I lost my page. Yeah. Coming to the poor usage, angrily can be replaced by with anger, and someone used unusual. So usual has a U, which is a vowel, but since it sounds like a Y, like ya, it sounds like a consonant, so it's a. So it's a usual. And then had got over as opposed to had gotten over was said. And very strong can be replaced by powerful, and very bold can be replaced by fearless. So our idea is to get rid of the very, because very is very overused, right? So instead of very, you can use extremely or intensely. So extremely strong or extremely overused, and so on. Then feel together was used as opposed to feel closer. Feel together is not a thing. Then no one remembered me was used as opposed to no one reminded me. And then still more was used as opposed to even more. And one last thing, there was a pronunciation, small, I might have misheard it, but instead of regret, someone said regret. So that's a small mistake. Overall, amazing. And I'm so sorry once again, Toastmaster Francis, he used the word of the day once. And that's my report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause for the wonderful tag team. And with that, let me hand over the baton to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your report and your evaluation. So we are end of the meeting. So voting link will be posted in the chat box. Do vote your favorite role takers. Meanwhile, We have completed North Indian tour, South Eastern Indian and Southern Indian. Just a small part is covered, that is a Western Indian, which we have to do justice, so that I will just cover it that one and we will end the meeting. So we will move to Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Goa. So Maharashtra is famous for Ganesh festival and Vittala and Rakumai festival, and famous food is vada pav, pav bhaji and misal pav. Gujarat famous festival is Navaratri, where Garba dance, Dandiya is a dance form, and puppet shows are famous there. Famous food is doklas, malpua. And Rajasthan, famous food is kachori, rajma chawal, and Banjara style. So Banjara style, that's the dance form, and dress is gagra choli, and bandini clothes are famous. And next, everyone's favorite, that's Goa. So Goa, it is famous for sunburn festival, and famous food is rice and fish curry. So we have completed overall overview tour of our Indian culture. So I know it's a pandemic time, so we cannot travel to other places. After when the pandemic situation gets over, I request everyone, do book your tickets and do visit all the places and please share your views. So signing off, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aditya. Over to you, presiding officer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya. What a meeting this was. First of all, I would like to thank the General Evaluator Toastmaster Shanko and Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Aditya, and our Table Topics Master Toastmaster Amrit for putting up such an amazing for taking up these roles and performing these roles with almost perfection. And coming to the meeting now, I know we are a little overshooting on the time, so I'll just quickly go with all the guest role takers. So Toastmaster Shanko, could you please unmute yourself and share your experience with us today?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aparajita. And I am really blessed actually that you guys have invited me to be the general evaluator. But seeing this wonderful group of Toastmasters give me a lot of learnings are there actually. Whenever I come to this club, I think this is the second time I'm coming to this club. And thank you everyone. It's a really nice the way the entire meeting is structured. I really love the way even your voting link is there. The amazing pictures, the throwback pictures of the previous one. It's really nice concept, which I'm going to inculcate in my Speakers Tense Club as well. And I really enjoyed. And thank you so much, everyone. And let's rock. Over to you, Toastmaster Aparajita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. We would love to have you again and again in our meetings. Moving forward, Toastmaster Francis, could you please unmute yourself and share your experience? I know you've been coming to our club a lot and you are technically a member of our club now, but yeah, I would still like you to share your experience.
Yeah, so as TM Aditya said, this is my 7th meeting in the club. I keep coming because as TM Sankhya said, it's very well organized and you guys are a little more high-tech than PSN, which is my club, but yeah, really great energy and people are always willing to learn and grow and take feedback and improve. So that's why I keep coming back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Francis. Now we have Toastmaster Arunakshu. Toastmaster Arunakshu, could you please unmute yourself and share your experience?
Sure, Toastmaster Aparajita, and I'll keep it short because this probably is my 4th or 5th meeting in this club, and by now I feel that I'm part of the MVJCE. Always have found wonderful speakers, evaluators, general evaluators as well. Your table topics are very pertinent, and I love to speak on each of them actually. But overall, I find your session to be nicely conducted, very well organized. And as all the guests have mentioned, you are really high-tech guys, and let us see a lot of learnings for us as well. Keep the spirits up and do join our club meetings as well. Over to you, Aparajita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ranashu. So, Toastmaster Rachna, do we have the results ready?
Give me a second. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah, sure. So by the time the results are ready, I would also like to ask Toastmaster Arthur, who is a part of our club. Recently, he's been added to our club, and it's his second meeting, and he has done the role of a listener. And for the first time, it was really good, and he looked really confident. So first of all, I would like all of you to applaud for Toastmaster Arthur. And Toastmaster Arthur, could you please unmute yourself and share your experience?
Thank you, Toastmaster Prajita. I would like to say that it's my second time I'm joining this meeting, and it's very good. Like there's a good collaboration between us, and they are very supportive members, like who frequently help me doing my role, and that's what encouraged me to join the meeting and take over the roles. Thank you. I'm very much glad to be a part of this.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arthur. And now I would like request everyone in the meeting to please turn on your camera so that we can take a picture. Toastmaster Arunakshu, Toastmaster Divya, Toastmaster Arthur, Toastmaster Dharini, could you all please turn on your cameras? Dharini and Arthur. Okay, or you can use the emojis at the bottom, anything that you like. And I'll take a picture in 3, 2, 1. Okay, can we have some other pose? Maybe like the usual M thing that we do. Yeah, thank you so much. I guess the results are now ready. Toastmaster Dharini, could you please announce the results?
I will announce the results.
Yeah, let's go forward.
Okay, so for the speakers, TM Aprajita, you got a rating of 4.18, TM Rachna 4.27, and TM Dharini 4.27, and the winners are TM Dharini and me. So thank you. I'm happy. And for the table topic masters, the winner are Toastmasters Sankhya and Toastmasters Rachna. Thank you again. And for the tag member, TM Divya got a rating of 4.33, TM Yogesh of 4.44, and Toastmaster Kriti for as 4.7. So congratulations, Toastmaster Kriti. For the evaluator, Toastmaster Vishal got a ranking of 4.3, Toastmaster Francis 4, Toastmaster Arun 4.2. So congratulations, Toastmaster Vishal. And 1 minute. For the best role taker, TMOD, Toastmaster Aditya, you got a rating of 4.3. General evaluator, Toastmaster Sankhya got a ranking of 4.4. Table topic master, TM Amrit got a rating of 4.3. Listener, TM Athar got a ranking of 3.6. So the winner is General evaluator, Toastmaster Sankhya. Congratulations. And the best listener is Toastmaster Aprajita and Toastmaster Arun. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rachna. We are overshooting on time. We are 20 minutes above our expected time to end. So with this, we come to the end of our 47th meeting, and we'll be reaching our 50th meeting very soon. So all of us are really excited for that. And thank you everyone for coming, and I shall stop recording. Thank you.